Hey, it's Emily Terrell. For a couple years now, I've actually been able to develop a really great morning routine as far as getting my hair curled and getting ready pretty quickly on a daily basis. So I'm not a professional, keep that in mind. I'm just a regular person that needed to structure my day and really effectively use my time when getting ready in the morning. So check this video out and let me know what questions you might have. All right, so today we're going to talk about, first the thing is going to be the products that I use, and then we'll move on to the actual curling of the hair. So the first thing that I do when I get out of the shower before I dry it is I'm going to use the It's a 10 Miracle Leave-In. It does have the keratin in it. It is going to be the best for helping to create smooth hair and able to brush it out a lot better. I brush it with my wet brush. This has been a huge lifesaver for cutting down time and also taking better care of my hair. It's able to smoothly go through my hair, and I can brush my wet hair in less than a few minutes, whereas before it was taking forever to go through it. But I can pretty much go through it here within about a minute to a minute and a half when it's wet with the combination of these two products. Then right before I put my hair, or I dry my hair, I'm going to use the Paul Mitchell Smoothing Serum. Don't use a ton because it can kind of make it a little bit oily, but it's the super skinny. It's going to smooth and condition your hair. So it's going to, for me, it cuts down the amount of frizz and stuff that I have on it, and it just kind of fortifies each strand. Now, I don't use this last product all the time, but if I am going to be, if I want a little bit more, kind of structure to it, then I'm going to use my Paul Mitchell Sculpting Foam. This is going to be if I'm going somewhere and I want that hold. I don't like having this foam in my hair all the time, so I don't use it on a regular basis, but I do use it if I'm going somewhere nice and I want to have my hair taken. Or I want the style to last, really structured and last. So very first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to just section out the bottom of my hair. And then I'll use a clip to hold it up. And what I do when I'm curling is I take just a small section at a time. If you have too much hair, then it doesn't hold, the curl doesn't really hold as well. So I do smaller, probably 1-inch sections. Now, as you can tell, this is the curling iron that I use. It is my Hot Tools Professional Curling Iron. Now, a couple of things with it. The handle rotates, and so does the base. They both. Now, you can lock the base if you're wanting to. There is a locking function here on the back. So you would actually just line up. There's a little arrow on it. You line it up right here, and then you can lock it if you want this to be more rigid. I don't, because what I do is I use my fingers to actually curl like this. So you also do have a temperature dial here, so you can set different temperatures as well as a resting mechanism on it as well. And then the cord turns, which is fantastic because then you're not having to wrap yourself up in the cord. It does also have a pretty decent size length of cord, so you're able to do it. So what I do is I take my hair, this section of it, not this piece, and I start here. And what I do is I start midway and I curl. Now, there's probably a right and a wrong way to actually curl, but as you can see, I'm twirling this and just kind of opening it up a little bit as I twirl so that I get all the way down to the end. Hold it on, I can feel it hot, and then I let it go. Now, once I curl it, as you can see, it's a nice bouncy curl. Once I curl it, I do not curl it again until it cools down. If I need to do a second curl on it, I let it cool and then I go back. I don't brush through any of my curls until the end. I don't usually add hairspray either, just because I like to be able to run my fingers through my hair. As you can see, I get it all the way to where the end is also curling. And then I let it go. Now, when I get to this other side of my hair, I curl my hair in a different direction. So I'm always curling away from my face. I grab it. Again, 3/4 of the way, because if I start at the very bottom and I curl, it does not curl the middle, like the top and the middle part of my hair. So to get the curl all the way to the root, I start midway and then I come That's a different layer. Let me go here. Same thing. So we get it all the way down. Okay, so we've got that. I grab the next section and I keep going until I get all the way to the top. Okay, so we're here to the top of the hair, which is probably some of the most important parts. So I'm making sure I'm always curling. I'm focusing on the roots and making sure the roots have a really good pull up. And I'm making sure that I'm curling back and away from my face so that I do it. Now, man, look at my roots. We are right now in the middle of the Corona pandemic, so I haven't been able to get my roots done. They were actually supposed to get done, I think, like next week. So supposed to be going to a conference in a couple of weeks, and that's obviously not happening right now. It got canceled. Man, about a month ago already, they'd already canceled it. But, okay, so we're curling and lifting back. Now, especially these very, very front pieces. For me, I like to have the lift. It almost comes out a little bit like a 70s look, which I'm kind of digging right now. But as you can see, I lift it and then I curl it away from the face. And you can see the difference between the straight and the curled. So I do the same thing over here. Again, I curl in the opposite direction of what I had previously been curling. And then start at the back. Again, super roots, but you know, it is what it is. I'm always curling and pulling up. Now, I think this video so far, we're at about 15 minutes of it. But that also includes talking. So the first several minutes of it, I spent talking. Total, with putting my makeup on, I think I'm at 20 minutes total of getting ready, which is pretty good. So this last bit, again, curl. My roots get a little, sometimes, especially over here, I have a lot of baby hair from after having my child. So, perfect. There you go. See, as you can see, stuff curls away from the face. It gives me a little bit of a kind of 70s vibe. And then I usually just run my fingers through my hair. As you can see, it runs through for me nice and smooth and easy, which during the day for me, that's super important. You know, being able to do that. On day 2, usually I'll get a clip and I'll clip up this front part here. So if that's the case, then I make sure all of this stuff is curled. As you can see, it's curled nicely away from the face. I don't have one of my small clips, but I'll go ahead and just use this big one so you can just see an example of a quick, easy hairstyle. Now, what's really great is when I am filming videos such as this, I can change up my look really easily, sometimes down, sometimes clipped back with changing of a shawl, and I can film several videos in one day, and you guys can get an idea. So once I'm done, I go ahead and turn my curling iron off. It takes a few minutes to cool down and I'm good to go. So if you guys have any questions, I did put links to a lot of the products in the description, so y'all be able to go and check them out. If y'all have any questions, please let me know if this helped. I love just being able to help people out with some of the stuff that I do. I'm not a professional, but like I said, it's a quick, easy day look that I love. If you check out the next video, I'm going to show you how I put my halo in. So you guys have a good one.
Hey, thanks so much for checking out our videos. We really do love and appreciate your support in this. If you wouldn't mind, click the subscribe button so you can find out when we're putting out more amazing videos. Thank you so much for checking out the Terrells here in Texas.